Hello my fellow Keyblade wielders and welcome back to another video. I am the Kingdom Key, and in today's video for you all, I have actually got something that I mentioned on a live, which was a reaction to a good friend of mine and a very good artist. I was going to be reacting to the third commission that he has done for me, as he did a whole process video, and obviously he talks in the video about obviously me and how he and I have been friends for a little while, and other things like that. So I'm going to be doing commentating over this as well, so I'll pause the video and then just commentate over some gameplay as per usual, and just talk about like certain things and mention things. But I have actually mentioned this artist to quite a few of you before, and I'm pretty sure some of you know him if you're in the Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Zelda, Monster Hunter, and other communities as well, as this man has done so much art on a lot of things, but he has admitted that he believes that he is the person who has done artwork of Sora from Kingdom Hearts the most. I'm not gonna lie, there's a crazy amount of Sora commissions and amount of Sora artwork that this man has done. Ldawb has even done artwork for Nintendo, and I believe he said Capcom, and I think the one that he mentioned to me that I actually remember was the Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I think that he said he did a mural artwork for Nintendo, and I believe he said he was actually hired to do so. If I'm wrong, and Ldawb, if you're watching this, as I know that you said that you watch my videos, please feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, so let's dive into Ldawb's process video.
What is happening, you guys? It's your boy Ldawb coming at you with a new video, and this time it is in fact a process video and a commission that I did for my good friend Blake, aka Kingdom Key, and this is currently my third commission from him, and we go a little bit back. We've hung out, we've bonded, I've watched his streams plenty of times, and his character is very much like a familiar and loving character that we all know.
Okay, so I know we didn't get too far into it, but yes, Ldawb and I go a little bit back to the COVID years. Now, I know that COVID technically started at the end of 2019, but yeah, people didn't really know what it was at the end of that year until like sort of mid-2020. And I remember actually working, and this was like around about March, and I was at work with like 4 other colleagues at work, and then the main boss just came in and went, "All of you go home." And I was like, "What?" And he went, "Yeah, the government's told us that we all have to go home." And I was like, "Alright, cool." So I think it was about April or May it got to, and like I was still off, and like we weren't back at work until like maybe the end of the summer. And so I remember seeing Ldawb's work for years because one of my friends had shown me it, and he was like, "Blake, what do you think about like 3D art?" And I was like, "I don't mind it, just depends how it's done." He went, "Well, look at this artist," and I was like, "Yo." So like I'd been following Ldawb's work before I actually met him through this. I actually found him on Instagram, and the problem is that a lot of people call him Ldawb. They think it's like an uppercase I, but it's actually a lowercase L, so his name is Ldawb. I know he doesn't care about it, but I'm just like, if you're gonna say his name, say it correctly. But yeah, what he's talking about there is like, yeah, he's been to my streams, because I used to stream a lot on Twitch, and he was the person who came up with a nickname for the death counts. He is the man behind the butt cheeks, the butt claps, as they called it. And yeah, the character he says I don't like to be compared to is Sora, and it's not that I don't like to be compared to him. It's just a lot of people are like, "Oh, your character looks like Sora," and I'm like, no, it's just I don't know. It's just my character is basically a self-insert of myself, what I look like normally, but you know, KHified in that world, so it's basically just a self-insert kind of thing. And most of the clothes are like my style, but with Kingdom Hearts, you know, clothing as well. The jacket is directly ripped off of Sora's Kingdom Hearts free jacket, just things are recolorized, and that's about it. So I'm gonna shut up and continue into Ldawb's amazing process video here.
No, and he doesn't like to be compared to him. So yeah, if you can't tell already, but Blake, thank you for allowing me to do this. And funny enough, when I did this, I actually did not have your model in the past, so I ended up having to emulate a new model and kind of make sure that his hair was kind of the way I made it the second time or the third time. But yeah, I did build it from scratch, and that was fun. But this is the Xehanort version of his character. So white hair, kind of a grayish kind of thing, white gloves, white boots, just like Xehanort would have in the series. And of course, we cannot forget the amazing crazy keyblade design. This was a really well designed keyblade. Unfortunately modeling it was not. And Blake can attest to that. But
yeah, Ldawb is right. So yeah, this is actually the third commission that he's working on. He did two for me in the past, and the funny thing is that I hit him up the other day or a few days ago saying, "Hey man, I'm gonna be making a video to do about you." And the funniest thing is he hit me up today with commission number 4. So Ldawb, man, if you want to go ahead and do a process video on that, only if you want to, yeah, I will make a reaction to that at some point as well. But yeah, so like I remember like the first time he did the first commission, he was like, "Man, Blake, that keyblade looks crazy." And let me just tell you, Lydia Almond on Twitter, I've spoken about him quite a few times. He's a very good friend of mine, and he is the original designer of my keyblade. I gave him very little details what I wanted. I was like, so for the guard, like the bit around the keyblade before, like, you know, like the little thing that's the guard around it, like where you have the thing around it where the handle is, where you actually hold the keyblade. Yeah, the thing around it, I want it to look sort of like similar to the Oblivion Keys one, like, you know, the Batwing sort of things the Oblivion Key has. Like, I want it to be spiky, and I want it to be green, because my favorite color is actually green, quite bright green, like kind of like emerald or like lime green, and then like, I don't know, black, and then like maybe a skull or something to represent metal, because I'm a metalhead. And I remember like Ldawb being like, "Man, this keyblade is really well done, like really complex, like so much thought went into it, it's amazing, like this is like a really well done keyblade." And then I remember like Ldawb saying like, "Dude, like I'm loving doing the art and all," but he went, "Man, this keyblade took me 3 hours to model and emulate." I was like, 3 hours? And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Hey, yo," but the craziest thing is the first commission Ldawb did for me, I went to bed around about like maybe 2 in the morning my time, because I watched a bit of his Twitch stream, because he was Twitch streaming doing my first commission. And I went to bed at like 2:30, because I said to him I got work tomorrow. And then I woke up to like a message and an email from Ldawb at like 8:30 in the morning being like, "Hey man, all done." I'm like, bruh. Like, the man was quick. But yeah, Ldawb and I bonded. We've spoken like about personal things, and also spoken to each other about like games and movies and stuff. And yeah, man, Ldawb's a great guy and a great artist. But let's continue his amazing process. Let's continue looking at that.
But in the end, it looked incredible. I think the first 2 times I did it was amazing. So was there a way for me to build it from scratch again? Heck no. No, sir. So yeah, here is the Organization 13 chair, as you can see. And here we are posing him, as you can see. And if you guys don't know, the program I am using currently is Cinema 4D. And the transition from Cinema 4D to Procreate are ideally the 2 programs I use. And I love to incorporate 3D and 2D at the same time. And I think as we keep progressing further and further, I hope to achieve that. I hope to really achieve that really in my artwork, to really show love of the 3D process and the 3D modeling, and love for the drawing aesthetic as well.
So I just kind of wanted to add this bit for Ldawb and for you guys if you're interested. As Ldawb knows, he and I have also spoken about art. I can draw from what I see, but I can't draw from originality. But yeah, Ldawb and I have spoken about it, and like he knows like I myself draw, and like my family or most of us are quite art driven. And like as soon as like my younger sister, who's now in university for art, actually, she saw one of the commissions that Ldawb did for me, and she was like, "This is sick." She was like, "Do you know what he uses?" I was like, "I have no idea what he uses for like the 3D thing, but he uses Procreate." And she was like, "Oh, do you know what he uses?" I was like, "I know he uses like an iPad for something." My sister actually immediately went out and got an iPad like a few months later that was good for drawing on, and she always wanted like a good like drawing tablet, and now all she uses is Procreate. So yeah, Ldawb, there you go, man. You kind of influenced my sister for Procreate. So there you go, man. And to anyone else who's interested, yeah, Ldawb blends 2D and 3D stuff really well, as you guys are seeing the build up here. So I'm just gonna shush now.
So that's for anyone who wishes to know. I already got Mr. Blake squared away, Xehanort version of Blake squared away, and I have him on the Organization 13 chair. Got the lights squared away, the pose squared away, and yeah, we're just kind of doing trial and error. Obviously, he loves green. Yeah, you can see the green everywhere. Lots of green. Yeah, so just getting all the lighting, rendering squared away, and what I do is I use this same render and then I draw over it on Procreate. And yes, I do draw over my own stuff that I build in 3D myself. I don't see anything wrong with that, and I really want to talk about that later, but everyone has a process. Everyone has their unique way of drawing and creating and developing, and I believe that whatever way you want to do it should be your way. There shouldn't really be a right way, and we all have our own ways anyway. Blake, thank you again for allowing me to do this for you. This was a lot of fun, very relaxing, and not crazy outside of the Keyblade. But yeah.
Hell, man. Are you sure it wasn't all crazy outside of the Keyblade, dude? Because, like, do you know what's really funny is that, like, I didn't notice this until, like, because, like, obviously I've seen this video before, but, like, I didn't notice until, like, the third time I'd rewatched this, that there were, like, some wing, like, I don't know, like, whatever you want to call it, like, some kind of, like, black cape behind my character on the chair. Like, I didn't really notice that, but, that's kind of cool, man. But, yeah, no, are you sure it wasn't crazy outside the Keyblade? But also, like, yeah, El and I have spoken about games and other stuff, and I know one of his favorite games of all time is definitely Final Fantasy VIII, and his favorite Final Fantasy character of all time is Zack. So, yeah, he's drawn him a lot, too. Probably more than he's drawn Sora. I don't know, maybe, El, you can tell them about that if you want to in the comments, man.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for letting me do this. And here we are, we're going to switch over to Procreate, and as you can see, I am just going bananas. I wish I can go this fast, but I do not go this fast. But as you can see, I'm only drawing or doing line art over specific things, and I'm leaving some things alone on purpose. And once again, like I said before, I wanted to incorporate a lot of the 2D and some of the 3D as well. And I think my style is now kind of evolved into a point to where I want to show the 3D on purpose, and I want to show the 2D on purpose. I want to show a strong form on both platforms. I'm not saying I'm the greatest at those two, but I want to at least achieve those two synonymously. And yeah, just kind of get a good feel. And I left the pans alone, as you can see, and you'll see a little bit later on the final render or the final version. This was a lot of fun. Obviously, this is very much like our boy Sora, and I've drawn Sora probably more than any other character, and this was fun.
Yeah, so something that I wanted to add real quick, and this is for Ldawb as well. I think around the time of the third commission, the one that he's working on here, the Xehanort version of my character, or as my friend Kristen, my artist Kristen, my very, very good friend KDF Animation, she has mentioned Auntie Blake, as she prefers to call him, so that's the name going by her. But the Xehanort version by Ldawb, of course. Uh, he and I were talking about how we love the Toy Story world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and he was talking about like how he loves the design, and of course, like looking at Sora's Toy Story design as well, as you guys will see later on. There's like a bit on the collar and a little bit of like the end of the jacket here on my third commission. That does look a little bit sort of similar to those checker marks on Sora's uh, Kingdom Hearts 3 Toy Story design. So I was wondering, Ldawb, if you kind of did that as we were talking about it as well. But also, I love how Ldawb has sort of done the same gloves that I designed originally, because everything else about my character I designed apart from, like, obviously just taking the Kingdom Hearts 3 jacket and then, like, reskinning it. The same thing with the necklace is a black and green crown necklace. But I basically just made up the gloves myself with, like, the X and all that, and, like, designed the shape just by writing it down. But like it looks like L has like taken that, so like where the X sort of shape should be, that's meant to be white normally. He's made that green instead. So I was wondering, L, if you just reversed those or you accidentally did that as well. It'd be very interesting to know. But yeah, I don't mind being compared to Sora, but it's like it's not Sora, it's not Sora, but you know, it's what people are gonna do, man. But L, man, I'm very very grateful for you doing this, and yeah, guys, if you ever can afford to commission L, he has had to put the prices up because of you know, where he lives now. Everything's more expensive there. But yeah, it's like this man was doing only $75 for the longest time, and I was like, L, man, like you gotta, like, you know, price up because like you're so talented, and I'm so glad that you finally did. Even though I know you probably wouldn't want to because you're just kind of that guy. You kept it at $75 for the longest time, from what other friends of ours have said, and also that yeah, you've now actually made a proper commission window, because this man, he told me he gets around 400 or 900 emails a day about a commission. So he and I always have a joke going, oh yeah, how's the mountain going? He's like, oh, the mountain, man. The mountain of commissions. L knows. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna stop talking. Let me get back to L for you guys. Hope you're all enjoying this so far.
This was fun. This was relaxing, and this was a labor of love, specifically also on that Keyblade, of which I forgot to add the green. Thank you, Blake, for reminding me, because I always forget. There's an old, actually that's the first commission right there on the side. I'm using that as reference to finish it, and here we are. It's all finished, and see those pants there? I did a little bit of some I can't even talk, improvising on there, and yeah, that's it. Blake, thank you again, and thank you for watching. Patreons, thank you, and I'll catch you on the next one. I appreciate it. Peace.
No, no. In all honesty, thank you, Ldawb, man. I was actually kind of nervous about hitting up Ldawb, if I'm honest. The first time that I actually got to interact with Ldawb, he was actually streaming on his Instagram, and he was just like doing some Q&A. And I remember like this is before he was doing art full time, because he said he was actually at work, but he was on break, and you could just see things being moved around in background stuff. But yeah, like it was actually kind of nerve wracking for me to speak to you, because I was like, yo, like I've been a fan of this guy since my friend showed me his artwork like back in like 2016, and I was like, you know, or was it 17 or something like that. But yeah, like I would always see his work on Pinterest, but I could never find his social media. But then again, like sort of around that time period, I took a massive break from social media, and everyone kept calling him Ldawb, so I was searching Ldawb, but I could never actually find his official like Instagram or anything like that. But Ldawb has everything from Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and I think TikTok as well. I could be wrong, but yeah, guys, if you also can't afford to commission Ldawb, but you you want to buy like a t-shirt of one of your favorite Sora artworks, or like Zack or Cloud or anything like that, I'm pretty sure he has it on his merch store as well. But yeah, Ldawb is a very, very good friend, a really nice guy, a really approachable artist. I've never had an issue when commissioning L. He's always like okay for changes. Like even when he sent me, like, I can actually open it up right now. So like here today, like he actually said to me, I put like newest clothes on the character if you don't mind. Let me know. And he's like, anyways, take care. Let me know your thoughts. Like, you know, like L does not mind changing things, but he's not going to change like the entire thing. Don't ask someone to do that. But the man is very, very great with doing that. And L, you've only forgotten the green twice, man. Only twice. So don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. But yeah, no, Ldawb, thank you so much. Thank you all for watching. If you guys want to check out Ldawb's original video, please go ahead and do that without me stupidly talking and just adding dumb stuff over it. But that's what you gotta do with reactions, I guess. Quite a few of you were interested in this, so I hope that those of you who were interested in this watched it and enjoyed and learned some things. But yeah, Ldawb and I have had many a jokes, and I think the whole butt claps thing comes from, because when I first met Ldawb, I was hanging out with him and his server, and a few other friends that I made through that server and through Ldawb was, I believe they were watching an old black and white samurai movie, and I cannot remember the name of it, but I was watching a little bit of it with them. I think it was Seven Samurai? I could be wrong. But, yeah, a guy just comes out, and, he's wearing, like, one of those, things that they used to wear back in that time, and all you see is his cheeks, and L's like, there's the cheeks, and I'm like, oh my. But yeah, so he turned my Kingdom Hearts 3 critical mode death counter into butt claps. So that's where that came from, and Ldawb, you cannot deny that. It's almost as bad as George, our very good friend George, who does animations, who came out with Blake's Big Mystery. Anyway, we're not talking about that. But hey, I hope that you guys all have a great day. May your heart be your guiding key. If you guys enjoyed this video, slap a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you love all things Kingdom Hearts, and if you like this video and getting to know a little bit more about my character and some of the details that go into commissioning some people and how I go into dealing with that as well. And also feel free to subscribe to Ldawb. Please support him. He's a great dude, and he has been doing a lot of Final Fantasy 16 stuff. He's just done a few animations, I believe, like recreating certain scenes from that game's trailers, and they look absolutely fantastic. Check him out, and also I think his girlfriend does a lot of music stuff. I know she does music, and I believe that she watches as well, so shout out to both of you. I hope that you all have a great day. May your heart be your guiding key. As always, I am the Kingdom Key. Be safe, be good, don't let anyone put you down. Keep doing the things that you love as long as they are affecting you and others in a positive light. So until the next time, guys, I hope you all have a good one. Peace.